What's up YouTube, Gemini Johnny back again with another compilation of the wildest, creepiest, and most disturbing TikToks I can find. If you like conspiracy theories and you missed my video last Sunday, you should go check it out. Conspiracy Theories 101, or whatever I have it named now. It was really good. We talk about the history of conspiracy theories, a couple conspiracy theories that are true. I think it's an important part of being a digital user, consumer of any kind of media, especially conspiracy theories. You always have to have your guard up because people like to lie. So go check that out if you missed it. And without further ado, let's jump right in.
Dude, I hate working night shift. They got me cleaning up all this broken glass.
Time to go.
He gets chased by the Serbian lady in the middle of the night, and it's not the only case. Recently, numerous videos of women dancing the night away have begun to appear on social networks. These women are usually alone, but sometimes in groups. Apparently, you shouldn't look at them or disturb them while they're dancing, otherwise you'll end up like this person. I don't know why they call themselves the Serbian lady, but it all sounds like some kind of demonic ritual. Nobody knows exactly why they do it, but there are a few disturbing facts. They always dance only at night, after about 1 a.m. And sometimes, there's someone else around who seems to be controlling them. And this poor woman unfortunately had the idea of following the Serbian lady down a dark path, and this is what happened.
Jeste dobro?
It's so creepy. I know they're probably fake.
Šta radi ona?
He gets chased.
I didn't see the guy getting chased by a Serbian lady, but does anybody know what's up with that? Why is this like a thing that people are doing and faking now? Or have you guys heard about this Serbian dancing lady? We've seen the videos on this channel before, but I can't talk. Yeah, we've seen these videos before, but man, for some reason that one was really creepy.
What the hell? He hears scary screams alone in the forest. Don't ever walk in the forest again on a night, or the same thing will happen to you as it did to that guy. What you've seen is a skinwalker, one of America's most terrifying creatures. They come from the Navajo culture, but they're found in lots of different cultures. It's as if they were everywhere. They mainly appear in two forms: a human form or an animal form, like these dogs, for example.
Smiley? Smiley? What the hell was that?
And by the way, they can even imitate the human voice to fool you.
Oh God, please help! Oh, hey neighbor. Is it hot in here, or is it just a little cooler? Help me! Please!
They can also make this kind of cry.
We saw this on the live stream.
Sometimes their appearance is bizarre and doesn't completely resemble the animal they're imitating, but by the time you realize it, it's already too late, and they may even try to get into your house. So be sure to lock the door. If you don't, you could find yourself in that girl's shoes. If you ever see one, remember that if you film it in 4K, it can't appear.
Okay, chat, is this real? Yeah, that wasn't that scary. That was just weird. I feel like that was not a real lost episode of SpongeBob.
On October 10th of 2023, a toy camera captures footage of a girl playing with her toys and talking about her day.
The entire video is nothing more than just a miniature vlog, as all she does is talk about her day and what she plans on doing with her friends in the following week. But there's something about this video that has left the girl's family deeply unsettled.
You're messing around with my little sister's camera. It's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna show it to you. Okay.
It goes without saying, but the video is pretty creepy. The following is the full video from the toy camera, posted by the older sister.
Seems familiar.
Take a look.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you my Skibidi toilet collection that I just got today. We went to a toy store and they had all of these things like this cameraman, these tiny little action figures, this big Skibidi toilet, and these ones. And then we actually found these Skibidi toilet shoes and they say Skibidi toilet on them, and I'm gonna wear it to school tomorrow. A lot of kids at my school like Skibidi toilet.
Deeps X8.
Saw my friend the
Beeps.
other day, and we went on a walk, and we also got ice cream that day, and I'm having a lot of
On October 10th of 2023,
fucking kidding me?
a toy camera captures footage of a girl playing with her toys and talking about her day.
Beeps X5. Alright, that was creepy.
What starts off as an innocent video turns into something completely different. Midway through the footage, something catches her attention, but after seeing whatever it was, she's immediately put on edge. It's as if she was paralyzed with fear, but thankfully she was able to leave before things got a whole lot creepy. Only a few minutes later, we see this. A dark figure passes in front of the tent. It's
I
hard to
thought things
make out
got a
what
whole
this
lot
was,
creepy.
but her older sister is certain that this is what her sibling had seen. Now it's unknown if she's asked her about what she saw, as the only information on this video is the context she gave. But until there's an update, we won't know for sure what was there. So until then, you be the judge on what was captured.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, you know, kind of hard to know if there wasn't anyone else in that room. Maybe they faked it, but it didn't seem, you know, usually kids are not very good actors. And I don't know, her reaction seemed pretty believable. So yeah, maybe she did see something. That's creepy. And it was not the video I thought it was, but I've seen other videos where they capture weird stuff on those little kid toy cameras. To be honest, I'm surprised her camera is that good at quality. If it's that good, if it's like a toy camera, I'm surprised it can take that good of video. One of the first I've seen with actual decent quality, and you still can't tell what it is.
In 2016, a YouTuber named Bear with Hat uploaded this alarming footage that he recorded on his phone in June of that year. In the caption of the video, the uploader explained that after leaving his friend's house in Keller, Texas, he noticed a white Dodge Challenger traveling closely behind him. Suspecting that he was being followed, he pretended to enter the I-35 highway but swerved onto a service road at the last second. To his horror, the white car then also swerved onto the service road and continued to follow him.
Better grab that baseball bat in the back
Off
seat.
the white car, Bear with Hat made a sudden U-turn at an overpass and pulled over on the other side of the highway. When he saw the Dodge still following closely behind him, he sped off and pulled over into a turning lane in front of a hospital at the next intersection. That's when the white car stopped right in front of him with their left turn signal still flashing, and this is where things take a darker turn.
I know it looks like his right turn signal, but I think they mirror these videos. That's why the last one said beeps time X5 or whatever. Oh, they're trying to rob you, bro. Yeah, what don't... Yeah, it was smart. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, they're trying to rob you. Yeah, it's real life horrifying for sure.
Just a few seconds after the uploader started recording to try to get the car's license plate, a man steps out of the driver's side of the Dodge and approaches the car. Another man who wasn't caught by the victim's phone was also getting out of the car, but the uploader hightailed it out of there before he could clearly catch him on his camera. In the description of the video, the victim also mentioned that if the man on the passenger side had not gotten out of the way in time, he would have ran him over and kept on driving.
That's how I go.
At some point during his escape, the uploader dropped his phone on the floor of his Hyundai Elantra to focus on the road, and headed to a grocery store that he knew would probably have a cop standing outside. As soon as the driver of the Dodge saw him head towards the officer, he broke off the pursuit and fled in a different direction.
Yeah, because he was trying to rob you.
Because of the uploader's well-timed reaction and quick thinking, we'll likely never know what the two men had planned for him that night.
Yes, we do. They were going to rob you.
Threatening behavior, it couldn't have been anything good.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, smart move, driving away like that. Stop and let them get out of the car. Once they get out of the car, they start walking towards you, drive off. And yeah, guess what? If you follow me around in the middle of the night and you like pull me off to the side of the road and get out, and you know, I don't think there's a problem, I'm going to run you over too if you get in front of my car. Sorry. What's that one dude said? I packed that thing too.
Definitely concerns me a little bit, you know what I mean? But, you know, I packed that thing too. So you come around this way, you will get caught.
All right, apparently you're not supposed to buy this chair. I like the chair though, not gonna lie.
If you ever see this chair for sale, do not buy it. The story behind this chair is absolutely horrific. So recently in Australia, these chairs have been popping up on Facebook Marketplace. For an average person looking at it, it seems to be a solidly built, finely polished chair. One chair costs $1,700 and two chairs is $3,200. And here's the description. You cannot buy these in the shops. They are made from top quality marine ply, hand finished, so no chair is exactly the same as any other. And I really do feel bad for people who bought these chairs not knowing the history of them. Well, it turns out these chairs were made in prison by one of the most psychopathic murderers to ever haunt Australia. The killer's name is William Patrick Mitchell, and in 1993 he committed a horrific family massacre with an axe. On that day, William went to target a woman who had rejected his advances. Her name was Karen Mackenzie. But when William got to Karen's home, he saw her 16-year-old son Daniel in the driveway, and he immediately murdered Daniel in the driveway with an axe. He then went inside the home, assaulted Karen, and murdered her with the axe as well, before he went to the bedroom of her 7- and 5-year-old daughters, Amara and Katrina. William then assaulted the 7-year-old Amara and then killed both of those girls in their beds with the axe as well. Now this crime is notorious because the Australian authorities have not released the full details of what happened. The authorities themselves claim that the true details are too grisly, too graphic, that the public can't handle them. I've never heard of something like this, but that is truly shocking and, yes, disturbing. So obviously it's a little disturbing that prison guards are selling these chairs handmade by a family axe murderer on Facebook Marketplace and pocketing extreme loads of cash off of them. Now, I read a news report that came out recently about how family members of the victims are extremely upset that prison guards are making money off of these chairs made by their family member's killer. And yeah, I just couldn't imagine having already purchased one of these chairs and then reading a news article like this. Because what the seller didn't include on this Facebook Marketplace listing is that the chair was handcrafted by an axe murderer.
Whoa, man. What a wild... Why would you think that that was okay to do as the guard or whatever? Some people, dude. One of these comments, this is true, unfortunately. I feel like with the morbid obsession with true crime, they could get a lot more money advertising them with a story attached. Yeah, $1,700 is a lot for a rocking chair, but for like a handmade rocking chair, you know, it looks pretty solid too. It looks like it's carved, and I mean, hey, if it's sturdy, that's not that terrible of a price, but not that I could afford it, but you know, for handcrafted quality work, it's not too bad. But yeah, I think if they were honest, they could probably get like $3,000 to $5,000 off of those, you know. That being said, real messed up to take a prisoner's arts and crafts project and go put it on Facebook Marketplace.
If this happens to you at night, run as fast as you can.
As fast as I can? I'm pretty fast.
And suddenly something knocked on the door. She tries to wake up her husband in vain. He doesn't wake up, and she sees something terrifying. You have 5 seconds to comment your name, like, and share the video with your best friend. Did you see the door opening on its own? Her husband still doesn't wake up, and now the woman is panicking.
I mean, it's kind of hard to see because you put a
This woman
stupid
woke up in the
graphic
middle of the
over
night
it.
with a very strange behavior. Fortunately, her camera was able to capture it. Something paranormal entered this young woman's room and started pulling her blanket, and the rest is even more terrifying. If you've stayed until here, comment the word spooky to see who my most loyal subscribers are.
Who has a security camera set up over their bed? This is 3 people in a row that's... Okay. Do any of you have a security camera in your bedroom or like over your bed? Isn't that like not a place you would want a camera? I mean, I don't know. I guess if you have a bunch of like paranormal stuff happening or weird stuff happening, you might. But yeah, that's like a private place. You don't film that.
Photos with
Ew.
disturbing backstories.
Sorry, I gotta cut that song. Man is Charles Sabraj, a serial killer heading home after being released in Nepal. Happy photo of 4 friends. Gold car behind them detonated, taking the boy in red with it. Jeez. Man took a photo in an abandoned house. This boy is long gone.
Scariest song in the world, and here's why. Okay, so we all heard this song before, especially if you're into scary things and watch the Insidious movies.
Yeah, we know the song. I'm gonna unmute it, or mute it so I don't get copyright. We all know the song, right?
You know the very disturbing and chilling backstory behind this song? Well, the song is called Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and it was recorded and released in 1968 by American singer Tiny Tim. And when the song was first released, it didn't have the scary reputation it has now. However, this would change during his last ever live performance of the song. On September 28, 1996, Tiny Tim suffered a heart attack that was pretty miniature while performing at a music festival. And after this happened, his doctors advised him that he wasn't healthy enough to perform on stage anymore. However, Tiny Tim ignored the advice from his doctors and scheduled another concert at a women's club in Minnesota the next month. But right before his performance, he told his wife that he wasn't feeling that good. Nevertheless, Tiny Tim decided to go on stage anyway. And after performing the last song of the night, he suffered a major heart attack on stage and died in front of the crowd.
Jeez.
And the song he was performing was Tiptoe Through the Tulips. This song was already terrifying, but it's 100 times more terrifying after knowing this. Now listen to it again after knowing this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get copyrighted. But yeah, that's it, man. Poor Tiny Tim, dude. He just had a random gift. And like, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that people used to just go to his shows to make fun of him because of the way he looked and the way he sounded. And knowing how people are, I can see that being true. So really sad. R.I.P. Tiny Tim. Thank you for the creeps you give us now. So, you know, even though it didn't used to be a creepy song, now it is.
These are the most disturbing torture devices I saw at the Torture Museum in Amsterdam. So this device is called the Pear of Anguish, and it was used in the Middle Ages to punish people accused of homosexuality, witchcraft, blasphemy, and women suspected of inducing a miscarriage. But when I first saw it and didn't know the backstory, I thought this doesn't even look that bad, especially because the rest of the stuff in this museum looks a little more like this.
Jeez.
But when I got back to the hotel and looked it up, I was shocked. I could not believe how this thing was used to torture people. So the Pear of Anguish is a metal device with the shape of a pear and spoon-like pieces that spread apart when a screw is turned. And it's meant to be inserted into your body. Take a wild guess where. And then this device expands to completely destroy that part of the body, if you know what I mean, causing extreme amounts of pain and often death by blood loss. There were so many insane torture devices in this museum, so follow if you want to hear about all their backstories.
Oh, it's Heidi Wong on TikTok, if anybody was wondering, because I've seen her videos before. She does really good stuff. Yeah, that's disturbing. Oh, God. Wild what we used to do to people. Wild what people are capable of.
Creepy facts about our world you didn't know about. Have you ever been sleeping and you had a nightmare that you've been falling off of a building or out of the sky and you woke up kind of flinching a little bit? This is actually called hypnic jerks and basically what it is, it's your body thinking you're about to die, so it wakes you up. This might sound insane, but you're literally always 6 minutes away from dying, and every time you take a breath, the clock happens to restart.
I thought those were gonna be the same thing. Is that first one true? That thing about you falling while you're asleep? I've heard that before. Is that actually true? Oh, I think I've always heard this wrong or interpreted this wrong whenever I hear this. Because I've always thought this meant you're literally about to die. But they're saying it's your body thinking you're about to die. And that kind of makes sense when you think about like the reason all of our anything happens is because it's been something that helped us in the past, right? Something passed on in genetics. Like fight or flight is because there used to be, dangerous animals and stuff that could kill you at any time. And if you think about like, evolution and how at one point in time we probably slept in trees and other precarious places. And so if you start moving around a lot, like your body's supposed to be still when you're asleep, right? But if you're moving around a lot, you might fall and that's going to wake you up because it thinks you're falling. It would suck to wake up after you already fell though. And then the one about the breathing, yeah, if you stop breathing, just a funny way to say that you can suffocate yourself, which I don't think is actually that easy. So
breath, the clock happens to restart. The ocean is just really a graveyard full of dead bodies and sunken ships, and every time you go visit the beach and take a dip in the water, you're basically swimming in a pool full of dead bodies.
I mean, those things probably disintegrate and get eaten and stuff by ocean life, right? But it is like you're swimming in a giant fish tank in a fish toilet.
People unknowingly swallow about 8 spiders a year. Literally, spiders are crawling inside your mouth and down your esophagus, and you have no idea when.
This one I refuse to believe. Nope. That's not true.
Nor where. Facebook shut down 2 robots named Alice and Bob because they started talking to each other in their own language.
Yeah, I've heard this one before too. Well, the first handful of articles that pop up say that that's not true at all. Well, it's kind of funny. First, there's the Independent article that says that Facebook's artificial intelligence robots shut down because they started talking to each other in their own language. And, you would think a publication as big as The Independent would update their articles as other things come out. Next 2 articles are USA Today and CNBC. It says that these are false claims. Facebook didn't pull the plug on 2 chatbots because they created the language. Let's read this. This first started from a Facebook group called Scary Stories and Urban Legends. So, take it with a grain of salt. Some elements of this futuristic tale are true. Facebook did have 2 AI-powered chatbots named Alice and Bob that learned to communicate with each other in a more efficient way. But this didn't happen recently, and Facebook didn't shut down Alice and Bob. Because chatbots aren't yet capable of more sophisticated functions, say beyond answering customer questions or ordering food, Facebook's Artificial Intelligence Research Group, acronym FAIR, F-A-I-R, dumb, set out to see if these programs could be taught to negotiate. The result was Alice and Bob. Using a game where the 2 chatbots as well as human players bartered virtual items such as books, hats, and balls, Alice and Bob demonstrated they could make deals with varying degrees of success. Facebook observed the language when Alice and Bob were negotiating amongst themselves. Researchers realized they hadn't incentivized the bots to stick to rules of English, so what resulted was seemingly nonsensical dialogue. Quote, agents will drift off understandable language and invent code words for themselves. Dhruv Batra, a visiting researcher at FAIR, told Fast Company in 2017, like if I say the 5 times, you interpret that to mean I want 5 copies of this item. This isn't so different from the way communities of humans create shorthands. Batra also said this behavior isn't alarming. It's a well-established subfield of AI with publications dating back decades. When the chatbots started using their own shorthand, Facebook directed them to prioritize correct English language. Quote, simply put, agents and environments attempting to solve a task will often find unintuitive ways to maximize a reward. Analyzing the reward function and changing parameters of an experiment is not the same thing as unplugging or shutting down AI. If that were the case, every AI researcher has been shutting down AI every time they kill a job on a machine. That makes sense. So they did that is kind of creepy that they started to create their own language, not gonna lie, or their own shorthand.
Have you guys seen this? So this video was uploaded to YouTube about 11 years ago by a channel named Chibonk182. Now, obviously this video is super disturbing in many, many ways, with very little description applied to this video.
Yeah. Funny how that happens. Why is she in full makeup? Really, the angle of the head shows you the person's body is under the table or whatever. Like, come
Really, the only description online that I can find to this is a woman asking for water. Apparently, there are many different origins as to how this could have happened, but I'm going to show you what this reminds me of in relation to the Philippines legend of the Penanggalan. Check it out.
Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with what a Penanggalan is, strap in, because it's pretty creepy. So, like, maybe don't watch this at night. Anyway, so the story of the Penanggalan originates from Asia, where there has been countless sightings dating back to the 11th century. They are female vampiric entities that remove their heads from their bodies with their organs still attached.
Gross.
Okay, maybe a little trigger warning. Once detached from their bodies, these floating vampire heads are free to hunt for their favorite meal, preferably anything to do with babies. They have been known to hunt babies, young children, pregnant women, the list goes on. You'll know when a Penanggalan is nearby because of their intense odor of vinegar. And the reason they smell like vinegar is because they bathe their organs in vinegar so that they can shrink themselves down enough to reattach themselves to their bodies.
Major shout out to Max Powers for sending me this because I completely forgot this video existed and I am deeply disturbed right now. If you can help to translate in the comments, that would be great. But otherwise, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've seen that video before. I don't know if it was on this channel or not, but definitely a creepy video. Does anybody recognize that the language they were speaking? If you recognize that or you know what they were saying, I would love to know what those guys were saying in the background of that video. Yeah, I mean, it definitely, you know, I'm a skeptic. I'm gonna say most things are fake, but yeah, that seems like something that somebody could do, you know, especially on that crappy quality footage. But that being said, there are a couple interesting comments. One person says, we call that Menenengal, a girl who separates body, but the one in your video is a dog with a human head. I couldn't even make out a dog in that, to be honest. And somebody else said they're Chimera, Chimera, which I looked these up, and neither one seemed like that's a, you know, sufficient enough explanation for me, because a chimera looks like, I don't know, like a goat, lion, dragon thing. And then what was the Menengal? I looked that one up too. It didn't look like it was that either. So my favorite thing about the internet is people just being loud and wrong. People just go on there to say anything. Like a Menengal. Oh, I see why they said it on this one at least, but that's not really what that looks like to me. This looks like it's got kind of the same thing as the one she was showing, the woman with the floating guts and stuff, except this one has like dragon wings.
What would you do if this happened to you?
The reason I had to move out of my flat. I was home alone.
Ooh, that gave me chills. I didn't like that. That was creepy. Well, now that I'm horrified, it's almost midnight. I'm gonna go to bed. But there you have it, folks. That's another episode of Creepy TikToks in the books. We did it, we done it. We're doing it some more. If you enjoy this kind of content, go check out all my other reaction videos. You might also be interested in my video I dropped last Sunday, Conspiracy Theories 101. We take a look at the history of the conspiracy theory term, how it's been used against us as in the people, and against conspiracy theorists. Some famous conspiracy theories that have happened throughout the ages, and then we do a deep dive on a few. It's a good time. I learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun to make that video. So go check that out. I think you'll like it. I'll pop it right up here for you, because I'm a nice guy like that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if any of these actually scared you tonight. Don't forget to check the merch shop out. We got beanies, we got sweaters, shirts, we got gym crew shirts. Go get your own. Be part of the gym crew. Go wear your gym crew out in the world with pride. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. And until next time, stay creepy.